I don't think it should be legalised, but I do think it should be decriminalised. I think the problem we have right now is a lot of crime is generated by drugs. 40% of our prisoners, I think, are in there on drug-related crimes. Prostitution, street robbing, most of that relates back to drugs. And that's the key point. I mean, I'm with Benjamin. Since this is a day of confessions, I don't drink alcohol, I don't smoke, and I've never done drugs, and I don't like drugs. But that doesn't mean we close, and I would agree with that, and they're reprehensible, dangerous things that can destroy lives. But you can't put your head in the sand and pretend people aren't doing drugs. And therefore, how do you cope with it? The current policy isn't working. The so-called war on drugs is as unwinnable as the war on Afghanistan.
And you can't keep saying my drugs are bad and my drugs are all right.
No, there's also the criminal element to it. I mean, just to quote you from a recent UN report, and this is worth sort of listening to. Organised crime has turned into one of the world's foremost economic and unarmed powers, threatening peace and development, governments and stability. I mean, it's absolutely massive.
Yes, it is, but be very careful with this. Again, it's a problem of language. Actually, it's a wonderful oxymoron. It's like the American Secret Services. In some ways, they're the most unsecret thing you could ever come across.
I'm very sorry, we do seem to be having some problems with the big questions, but we do hope to resume programming very soon. Do stay with us. Well, do stay with us here on BBC One. We're having a few problems in Birmingham with the big questions, but hopefully we should be able to return very soon. Well, I'm pleased to say we have resumed programming here on BBC One, and we can now go back to the big questions.
Working then in terms of